How do I best support my transgender child?
So my first reaction when our child came out as trans was one of confusion, and it was quite overwhelming. There seemed to be a lot of stuff I didn't know. When I started to find out about the trans community, I felt that it was a community that needed a lot of help and support, and I learned a lot in a very short space of time. And I began to realise that what I needed to do for my child was more than just understand and learn about the community, but that I would have to be there to support him with all the different things that he was going to get involved with, school, doctors, all the various agencies, and that I would need to advocate for him. I think it's really important to support your child when they come out as trans and as they go through life, because there are times when they will feel vulnerable and they may feel bullied, or they may be bullied, and they may feel that they can't relax and that they can't just be themselves. I think it's really, really important to support your child by listening and trying as much as you can to understand from them what they need at school, how they want to be at home. It might be, for example, that your child wants to use different pronouns at home than they use at school, or they might not be ready to take certain steps, and you just need to go with that and keep being there for your child at every stage, because it does change. It changes gradually as they grow up and as they develop. And they will need your support. They'll need your support sometimes in an advocacy role, which means that you'll be helping them make their way through school. Some schools are more advanced in the way they support their trans students than others, and it may mean that you need to make sure everything's as good and comfortable as it can be for them at school. You may be the first patient in your doctor's surgery that is looking for medical help, and you may need to help the doctor's surgery with that. You may need to protect them from social media and give them perspective on some of the things they're looking at online, and make sure that they're not looking at the wrong sources of information. So I think we all support our children, but there's certainly, at the moment, with the amount of attention the trans community is getting in the media, you will end up being perhaps even more protective of your child than you might be were they not to be trans. A lot of the things that, over the years, that I've done to support our child are the things you're told never to do as a parent, which is to make the path easy for them. So, in other words, if I know that he's going into a situation that could be tricky, that there could be misunderstanding, I'll always make sure I go ahead of that with an email or a call and say, just to let you know, this is the situation, please make sure you behave in this way to make them feel comfortable. I think the most important thing my child taught me was to remember that whatever their external appearance, however they identify as a human being, they're always your child, and what's inside is what matters. You love the person inside. You don't really see their gender or any of those other things. And I think our child has also taught me an awful lot about courage and bravery, and becoming involved with the trans community has been one of my greatest privileges as a human being. If you'd like more help or advice, head to mermaidsuk.org.uk.